Hey, good morning to you. It is 7 a.m. Wednesday, July 2nd. Is it the 2nd? Yes, how crazy that happens. 2025. Welcome to New Jersey Mornings. I'm Ken Rosato. The phone lines are open 888-658-0234. You know how I know? Because Pam just told me in my ear, Ken, the phone lines are open. Clever. Cloudy today, highs in the upper 80s. Some powerful storms hit New Jersey yesterday. In fact, in Toms River, firefighters were dispatched for a vehicle stuck in flooding waters on Route 549. You could see their firefighters wading through the water. This was serious. A woman had to be rescued from the sedan that got stuck in the water. Meteorologist Mike Favetta has the full Garden State forecast for today. Good morning to you, Mike. Are we going to see the same thing today?
There will be some lingering showers, so the rain threat isn't over, Ken. And some radar estimates over Toms River put more than 3 inches of rainfall in a short amount of time. That's a lot when you consider how that ponds and pools down there with the sandy soils, and it takes a while for that rainwater to drain away and infiltrate down through the ground. Well, our forecast today stays pretty wet this morning, especially for the southern portion of New Jersey. Northern parts of the state will see the rain end probably later on this morning, certainly by noon. But you can see some of the brighter shades down the shore this morning, the reds, the oranges, still some impressive rainfall happening right down along the parkway all the way to Cape May, with most of the rain done in northern New Jersey. So we'll zoom on into South Jersey right there from Stafford Township and south, even the sweep going by in Manchester Township where the Ray Dome is located. So through Ocean City and down through Avalon, Wildwood, and even through Cape May, some of those heavy downpours likely continuing for the next few hours. As far as temperatures, we're running still mild, holding in the low 70s, bringing back a slightly cooler feel than yesterday, but the real temperature change comes this afternoon with drier weather. So it's still humid and muggy this morning with the rainfall from last night giving way to some more clearing up north. You'll probably see some breaks in the clouds up in Sussex County in the next few minutes this morning, but it takes a while for that front to finally push on through as it does through the course of the day. Then a little bit of a sea breeze sets up and we get a lovely wind off of the ocean this afternoon as the rain wraps up, and that'll bring back a nice drier feel with a northwesterly breeze over the course of the day tomorrow, finishing to clear out the clouds and showers. So your future cast goes like this. Throughout 9 a.m., still some rain along the Turnpike corridor, especially south and east, even some downpours up through the noon hour. Beyond that, we start to see the rain taper pretty quickly, and the sun breaks out, allowing temperatures to warm into the low 90s again in the northeastern corner of the state. Notice the clouds down the shore. It takes a while for you guys to warm up, especially with those lingering showers right up until noon. And then this afternoon and through this evening, the full clearing takes over, and we're back to a beautifully dry feel tonight into tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon could have a few rogue showers up to the north, not expected to be heavy or even severe. And then I think we're back to the dry weather again for Friday with that complete clearing and low humidity, with the humidity really dropping off into the fourth and, of course, the upcoming weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all looking great. Really cloud free, no chance of rain either, starting off the weekend and staying that way through Saturday. The humidity creeps back in, I think, into the end of the day Saturday. But overall, we're looking dry. So the next few days featuring the last of the rain today, cooling off a little bit tomorrow with drier weather, and even for Saturday, climbing to 85 degrees with comfortable levels of humidity. So it'll feel very pleasant. We'll talk more about that rain kind of zone in on Ocean County, who got hit really hard with those downpours yesterday, really validating that flooding watch that was posted yesterday morning. We'll give you all those details and take a look at the weekend forecast in full coming up, Ken, in just a few minutes.
We know you'll do it for us. Thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate it. It is now 70 degrees and the time is 7:04. It's a little cooler at this time than it was yesterday at this hour. And I guess all that rain kind of washed away some of that heat that had built up. In terms of traffic, we do have a little bit of a buildup on damp roadways now. This is Garden State Parkway, mile marker 147.0, exit 145 by the Sussex Avenue overpass. So you're looking at the East Orange area. And as the cars make their way to the left, that takes you over toward Newark Airport. So that's very possibly where they are headed and why there might be a little buildup right now. And we happen to have a crash on the Garden State Parkway way south of what you were just looking at. That's exit 145. So go 100 miles south to exit 40, which is Route 30, Whitehorse Pike in Galloway Township. The right lane is blocked, causing some delays through there. Crash on the northbound side too. So I guess there might have been some problem on both sides by exit 40. So they list that as two separate crashes because of north and south. So in that same area, exit 40, north and southbound, we have the crash being dealt with. Going back further north, about 8 miles from what we just looked at, a crash on the Garden State Parkway southbound north of exit 132, which is Route 27 in Woodbridge Township. All lanes are open, but people are trying to avoid that. That exit is one of the perennial exits. Literally, at least every other day, we have an accident there. I just wish the authorities would look into why there's always an accident there. My guess is people slam on their brakes to get off that exit, or it's such a popular exit. You have so many people trying to get off that it ends up causing lines of traffic. That's something that should be looked into because it's literally every other day we report an accident there. And we also have a crash on the Turnpike northbound entrance ramp, and it is from the Garden State Parkway to Interchange 11 in Woodbridge Township. The left shoulder is blocked. And we have a crash also on the Garden State, back to the Garden State northbound, south of exit 83, Route 9 north in Toms River Township. All lanes are open, but again, use caution through there. Boy, we got a lot today. Traffic signal down Route 70 eastbound at North Elmwood Road in Evesham Township, right shoulder closed. Utility pole down Route 73 northbound north of 685 in Evesham. One right lane of 2 lanes closed, and a water main break Route 27 northbound north of 18 in Highland Park. All lanes closed through there. And finally, we have, oh boy, one last one. Sorry to make this so long, folks. It's a lot. We have roving repairs, Route 130 northbound from Cooper Street in Willingsboro Township to north of Florence Columbus Road in Mansfield Township. One right lane of 2 lanes closed. We take a look at the 8095 approach right now to the GWB, the upper and lower levels. It is very packed. Take a look on the right is upper level, left is lower level. We are told it's 45 minutes into Manhattan on the GWB approach, 35 at the Lincoln, and 35 as well. Something's going on at the Holland because that's a lot of time, 35 minutes. Our time right now is 7:07. In a major bust, New Jersey authorities have charged 8 individuals in connection with a human trafficking ring operating brothels in Camden and Trenton. The alleged leaders are accused of luring victims to fake businesses, including a barbershop and plumbing company. 6 others, including alleged inspectors and house managers, face charges for their roles in the operation. Investigators uncovered the scheme after finding suspicious business cards, leading to the rescue of 15 victims in June. Attorney General Matt Platkin called the case a stark reminder of the exploitation of vulnerable women, vowing to dismantle such networks.
Several victims said they were lured to one of the locations after being told by the 2 women who ran the operation that they would be cleaning homes or working in a restaurant. They were then allegedly told that they had to perform multiple sex acts or they would not be allowed to leave. One woman was told that her family would be harmed if she did not comply.
First-degree racketeering charges carry a sentence of 10 to 20 years in state prison. When you hear about that quid pro quo, either do this or else, that's where they could bring in the racketeering charges. So that's exactly why they're charging them with that. It is 7:08, and a New Jersey man was arrested Sunday at Miami International Airport after allegedly attacking a fellow passenger on a Frontier Airlines flight. Authorities say 21-year-old Ishan Sharma grabbed the victim by the neck without provocation, leading to a fight that left Sharma with a cut above his eyebrow. The victim ended up with minor injuries. Sharma has been jailed on a $1,000 bond. It is 7:09 now. Washington Township Police arrested an alleged car thief after he fled a traffic stop and in a stolen Dodge Ram on Route 42. The vehicle with stolen plates crashed on the Atlantic City Expressway on-ramp. Police say Antoine Hart Sidnor fled on foot but was caught with help from the canine Ajax. He faces charges now of receiving stolen property, trying to elude police, and hindering apprehension. A devastating fire in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, destroyed a single-family home on Webster Avenue late Monday night. Crews battled the second-alarm blaze, which started on the upper floor, but the house is a total loss. 6 residents were able to escape safely, though 2 firefighters had to be treated for heat exhaustion. The cause of the fire under investigation. Our time is 7:10 now. Do you use NJ Transit? Well, did you notice it cost more to ride as of yesterday? That is because the cost of a ride at NJ Transit trains or buses now costs 3% more. You're paying $300 a month. That's $9 more. It all went up. The hike is said to allow NJ Transit to collect $1 billion in additional revenues to help pay for higher employee salaries. Remember the recent strike threat that occurred? Well, they got to pay for it somehow. And after last year's double-digit fare increase as well, they had another fare increase. That's the way it is. We have 2 year-to-year electric increases and year-to-year NJ Transit increases, and all run by a Democrat administration in Trenton. Critics call the back-to-back fare hikes unfair. State lawmakers already approved the new business surtax to generate more money for the agency, but it continues to bleed money with what many call unreliable service that discourages riders from using it. NJ Transit's operating budget that began yesterday is a whopping $3.2 billion a year, more than 3 Republican states' transits all combined. That's what we're paying here. Because basically, if you get a job at NJ Transit, you retire at the age of 40 or 42, say, you have bennies until you die at 90. So you end up getting benefits for a longer period than you worked for the company by 2 to 3 times. And that is just an unsustainable model, but try to talk to the unions. The state kind of made their bed, now they got to lie in it, and you and I have to pay for it. Meanwhile, there were major problems for NJ Transit riders yesterday. Check this out. Downed poles disrupted service. And this happens a lot. Rail service on the Montclair-Boonton line was out for hours. It has since been restored in both directions between Montclair State University and Denville after earlier downed utility poles were cleared from those tracks. And in Princeton, shuttle service remained suspended in both directions this morning due to downed trees and the overhead wires. Substitute bus service was being provided for that disruption. The time is 7:12. As of yesterday, the commute around the Route 71 drawbridge in Monmouth County became a little easier thanks to a free shuttle bus service. The state DOT provided the shuttles for commuters traveling between Avon by the Sea and Belmar, while emergency repairs are being performed on the 93-year-old structure. They just kept putting it off and they had no problem finding billions of dollars to finance illegal aliens in the state. But you and I pay taxes. You and I pay taxes for our cars. We pay registration fees. That's supposed to maintain things like this bridge. The state Democrats decided that no, let's spend money on things that'll get us reelected and not on something like a bridge where a lot of Republicans in a Republican town or Republican county live. Just a coincidence. Let's let the bridge rot until it doesn't work anymore, and then we'll deal with it. So all the people who have businesses on the Belmar side or Avon by the Sea side, all those people are now struggling because nobody's there to take care of their businesses. Remember that next time you go to vote Democrat. You vote Democrat, you have literally given yourself that future, no business. Service will run 7 days a week on the bus service from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. till the work is done. The problem is you go to take that bus, you're bypassing all those businesses that are now struggling because the summertime is their busiest time. By the time this gets fixed, it's going to be probably 6 months from now. It is 7:13. The jury in the trial for Sean P. Diddy Combs yesterday said that it had reached a verdict on 4 of the 5 counts against the hip-hop mogul. After nearly 12 hours of deliberations over 2 days, the 12-member panel sent a note to Judge Aaron Subramanian saying that it had reached a verdict on counts 2, 3, 4, and 5, 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, fraud or coercion, and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, but was unable to reach a verdict on count 1, which is racketeering conspiracy. Just so you know, this is really looking bad. Everybody thought that Diddy was going to get off on most of this, if not all of this, but the fact that they said that they reached a verdict, that doesn't mean that he's guilty, but they said that they reached a verdict on those 4 counts. That does not look good for him. Subramanian told the jury to continue deliberating the case. The panel will resume deliberations this morning. Federal prosecutors say that for decades, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced women to participate in drug-fueled marathon sexual encounters that he called freak-offs, and used his business empire along with guns, kidnapping, and arson to control his victims. 7:14 right now, the temperature 70 degrees. When we come back, New Jersey politics like nobody else can talk about it. New Jersey Globe editor David Wildstein will have the inside edge. Cloudy today, highs in the upper 80s, the full Garden State forecast when we return. You're watching ONNJ Mornings Morning, stream daily on Roku, Fire TV, news on Samsung TV Plus, Apple TV, Facebook, and X, and we're streamed live on Rumble and Twitch. Just go to twitch.tv/ONNJ. We'll be right back. And welcome back to On New Jersey Mornings for your Wednesday. It is 7:15, 70 degrees, and we will have the latest politics from Trenton with the Inside Edge in just a few. But first, cloudy today, highs in the upper 80s, maybe some lingering showers. Meteorologist Mike Favetta with the full Garden State forecast. You know, Mike, let's see if we could pull some magic. Let's see, because I'm throwing it at her
Okay.
at the last second. Bam! Could we bring up the beach cam? Are we able to do that at the last second? This is because we are
Ah.
broadcasting live from the Southern Command, and you can see, as you were saying, there were some
Hmm.
lingering clouds and maybe lingering showers up there. We have exactly the same thing down here. It's like where whatever's
Look at
happening here
that.
is happening there in spite of being 1,100 miles apart. But we are
In
closer to
spite
each
of
other.
that, we are, yes, yes. I'm waiting for the son of a beach cam. Can we get the son of a beach cam ready for maybe after the holiday?
That's the second camera. I gotta get out the nails and the screws and try to put that all together. We'll figure it out. We'll get that done.
And the ice
But I
packs
appreciate
because it
it. So
gets hot. It gets hot,
yes,
I'm sure, next week.
absolutely. What are we looking at today? Are we going to have more rain and storms? Because we had a lot of flooding in the area.
There are actually some more storms on the way. It's like adding insult to injury, right? After all of the flooding that occurred yesterday in Ocean and Monmouth County, look at these estimated rainfall totals from radar: 5.1 inches of rain. That's in a very short time frame. Happened in about an hour and a half, right there in Toms River in the Silverton area, down Route 9 and Route 88, there toward Route 70 and Route 37. All of these areas in northern Ocean County got hit with some very hard rain. Even some areas in southern Monmouth County through Wall Township, right there at the Route 34 circle. I mean, you had more than 4 inches of rainfall, and all the little dots you see are the storm reports of gusty winds and flooding reports. Some of the streets closed yesterday due to that flooding, as we showed you the pictures of those water rescues. Well, the rainfall now is lingering across northeastern New Jersey, but exiting quickly. So there's a few spots of drizzle out toward Kearney and Union City, right down through Fort Lee, but some steadier showers now working through portions of southern Ocean County, right around exit 63 toward LBI. Those are heading east. There's just more rain on the way that comes through in the next few hours. You can see those dark red shades moving through Atlantic City through around 8, 9 o'clock this morning. So the front has stalled out across New Jersey. It will likely linger for the next several hours and give us some more rainfall on top of the places that certainly don't need it after the flooding yesterday. 82 degrees is your high in Long Branch, a much cooler feel thanks to the reduced heat and humidity. Of course, the morning showers help that. But we'll get a little bit of sunshine back today, especially if you're north and west, there toward places like Trenton. Now, our forecast through this afternoon looks much drier because as the front pushes through, you see all that line of clearing working through eastern Pennsylvania. That'll get to us by the lunchtime hour. So beautiful weather forecast for lunchtime and beyond, and then it'll stay nice and dry for the rest of the afternoon with the heat and humidity just keeps on dropping into the end of the day. UV index is a 9 today for that reason, so we're back to full sunshine later on today. And even as the clearing occurs, already seeing some breaks in the clouds up in northern New Jersey after that rain last night. That is now exiting east, and we'll enjoy the clearing throughout the rest of the day with a gradual improvement to our skies. The dew point also drops significantly into tonight. So we go from the 60s and 70s, which is quite humid, down into the 50s into tomorrow. That'll feel nice. It's on the drier end of the scale as that drier weather works in, really settling in for Friday. For Independence Day, we'll have a weather that feels more like early May. It'll feel very comfortable. And then the humidity slowly works back in by the beginning of the weekend. So as the rain ends today, most of it is done by the lunch hour. The clouds gradually clear for this afternoon, and we have a pleasant evening down the shore. I think our forecast points to another warm day tomorrow. We're back up in the low 90s, but not nearly as humid. And we stay nice and sunny throughout the day. Maybe a quick passing shower tomorrow afternoon. Typical summertime run-of-the-mill thunderstorm that lasts a few minutes, then moves on by. Then Friday is beautifully dry, nice and sunny, and stays that way. I think Saturday into Sunday also keeps the clear sky around, so we get a gorgeous weekend, which even lasts into Monday. I think Tuesday is our next chance to see some wet weather around, and then we'll see that eventually push on through as the heat and humidity begin to build throughout the end of the weekend into next week. So this weekend looks very pleasant. Highs back up at 90 on Sunday with that southwesterly wind taking over. It is certainly warmer this weekend and warmer by Sunday with the heat and humidity returning, but overall a very July-like feel to the forecast after we get rid of the showers today, bring on sunshine for at least 4 solid days of clear weather. So excellent beach, barbecue, outdoor patio weather, you name it. We're going to have it here in New Jersey for this weekend.
Wow, so perfect for the fireworks shows and whatnot. That's a good thing. And because we've had all the rain that we've had, we're not looking at
Yes.
dry brush and things like that to cause potential wildfires, right? So that's an important thing
Exactly.
we
No
tend to
big
forget.
winds either. And now we have to add drone shows to that list because working for a client a month ago, the drones are extremely sensitive to even the slightest amount of drizzle. Can't have the drone show in
Mhm.
rain. So some great news there if you're maybe going to see a drone show.
Funny you say that because down here, I say here for those who don't realize I'm in Fort Lauderdale, although I will be in New Jersey for this weekend. There are signs everywhere. Drone show 4 o'clock, drone show 5 o'clock. So that's the hottest thing where they get like a
It
thousand
is.
drones all in
Uh-huh.
synchronization. And
It's
you don't
cool.
have to worry about pollution and fire and stuff like that. It's amazing
And the
what they could do with the
dogs,
drones.
because
So
some dogs just they go
mhm.
nuts when they hear those fireworks. Yeah.
Heck, I howl. Just saying, it's a personal thing I probably shouldn't have shared just now. Anyway, thank you very much, Mike. We will check back with you. We do have some issues because of damp roadways. Mike was talking about this. He was talking about the lingering rain. And our director, Pam, said that she encountered rain coming into work today. If you take a look at this, this is an extension of the turnpike. This is the Eastern Spur, interchange 16E south of the Plaza, mile marker 112.3 in English. That's the area of North Bergen. And you could see the bumper to bumper traffic making its way off now, headed toward the Lincoln Tunnel. So that is not good. You're talking about it's according to the data, it says that it's only 25 minutes in via the Lincoln. I've driven right there. And if you're stuck in traffic there, it's probably more like 30 to 35. So they maybe haven't updated the data to go along with the camera shot. So wondering who that is they're trying to sneak along the side. Was that a school bus? Oh no, he's going on the main road. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just talking out loud, thinking out loud here. But that is definitely not a good thing at this hour to have that much traffic. It's also telling us that the Holland Tunnel is about 25 minutes in. So a lot of it is just weather related. Give yourselves extra travel time today. And there are a lot of accidents reported. So we have a crash on the Garden State northbound, north of exit 44, Galloway Township, one left lane block, malfunctioning traffic light, Route 73, both directions by Fleming, Pike, in Winslow Township. All lanes are closed. Disabled tractor trailer on the Turnpike express lanes, northbound by exit 71, which is Route 4 in Leonia, just north of what you were just looking at there, with the right lane blocked. And a vehicle fire on the Turnpike outer roadway northbound, south of interchange 12, which is about 5 miles south of what you were just looking at. Carteret Rahway area, the right shoulder is blocked. Crash on the Garden State Parkway by exit 40, which is Whitehorse Pike in Galloway Township with a right lane blocked. And we have a crash on the Garden State southbound north of exit 40 in Galloway as well. So it's both sides of the roadway. They report it separately, though. That's the way it works on that. We have a crash on the Garden State southbound north of exit 132 in Woodbridge. All lanes are open now, though they were closed, causing traffic. And that's just a lot. We can keep going. I could literally give you another 5 minutes. I won't do that to you. Let's take a look at the 8095 approach to the GWB. It is heavy in both approaches, the upper level on the right, lower on the left as you make your way into Manhattan. We're told that is a 45-minute crossover time. Our time right now is 7:24. There is politics, and then there's New Jersey politics. Trenton is a whole different animal. New Jersey Globe editor David Wildstein has your inside edge.
Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, July 2nd. Welcome to the Inside Edge. Before there were gold bars, it was titanium. Undercover FBI agents posing as Arab sheiks became involved in a sting operation in 1980 and offered Harrison Williams, the four-term United States Senator from New Jersey, an 18% share in a Virginia titanium mine in exchange for his help in obtaining military contracts. Williams was going to then sell his shares with a profit of about $12.6 million in 1980 dollars. This was the Abscam scandal, and it ensnared 6 congressmen and a New Jersey state senator named Angelo Ericetti, the mayor of Camden. News of Williams being under federal investigation broke in February of 1980. He was indicted later that year, and in July of 81, he was convicted on federal bribery and conspiracy charges. The jury deliberated for 28 hours. Williams maintained his innocence. He refused to leave the Senate. He stayed in the United States Senate for more than 10 months after his conviction, resigning just as colleagues were finally on the verge of expelling him. The senator's friends claimed that he got into trouble because his second wife, his former Senate staffer, had lofty ambitions and lavish tastes that he just couldn't afford. I mean, imagine that. Uh, Here's a really interesting plot twist. Just a few weeks before Harrison Williams's world came tumbling down, he openly expressed an interest in running for governor of New Jersey in 1981. And the thing is, if Williams ran for governor, he might have been a sure thing, uh, certainly in the Democratic primary. In 1976, Williams won his fourth term with 61% of the vote. He won all 21 counties. And that same year, the Republican president, Gerald Ford, carried New Jersey. So it's hard to imagine Williams not winning the governor's race. And that, everybody, would have had a gargantuan ripple effect on New Jersey politics. No Governor Kane. What we still don't know is how the FBI came up with its short list. My recollection, it was over 100 people originally, and at some point, Inside Edge listeners, we're all going to need to have a conversation about the practice and the perils of selective integrity testing. And yes, Office of Public Integrity and Accountability, I am talking about you. That's it for today, and probably for this week. I think I'm going to take a couple of the morning shifts off, and I'll be back next week. Have a great and safe 4th of July weekend.
Excuse me, folks, as I put on the earpiece, it fell off. There we go. Got it back. All right, so it is now 7:28, and Vice President Vance showed up at the Senate yesterday. He cast the tie-breaking vote for President Trump's great, big, beautiful bill. Take a listen.
Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, July.
The yeas are 50. The nays are 50. The Senate being evenly divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative. The bill as amended is passed.
With that, the bill passed in the Senate, giving President Trump his massive tax and spending bill yesterday, advancing a package that would slash taxes, reduce social safety net programs, and boost military and immigration enforcement spending. But it adds $3.3 trillion to the national debt, something that many members of the House who sent the bill over to the Senate are livid and now may not vote for this in the reconciliation. So this is going to go back to the House to be voted on. And many are saying, you know what, this is a big pile of crap. We don't want this. This is 3.3 trillion. So they must now consider giving the legislation final approval, and it may not be approved. A handful of Republicans there have already voiced opposition to the Senate provisions. Every senator is like an individual whore who wants to add $1 trillion to his own or her own constituency. Let's see, what's in it for me so I can get reelected? That's what happens. How do you add 3.3 trillion? What the hell is wrong with you people in the Senate? Trump wants to sign it into law by this July 4th, this week. And House Speaker Mike Johnson said in a statement that he is aiming to meet that deadline, but don't hold your breath. Alligator Alcatraz, the immigration detention center in the Florida Everglades, not far from where I am seated right now, had a special visitor yesterday, President Trump himself. It marked the first visit back to his home state in 2 months, championed by Governor Ron DeSantis and State Attorney General James Utmeyer. The state transformed the Dade Collier Training and Transition Airport in Okeechobee into Alligator Alcatraz in a quick turnaround. Florida's Immigration and Customs Enforcement Detention Center had previously had a 39 square mile airport facility with a 10,500-foot runway, which is a good sized runway, to temporarily detain up to 3,000 undocumented immigrants. Of course, the liberals are screaming about this. How could you possibly use alligators to keep human beings in? Humans did it for hundreds and hundreds of years. They called it a moat. I don't know if you know about that. They call it a moat. This is what happens when liberals don't read history. And bottom line is, if you don't try to escape, the alligators are just chilling out there in the pond. So it's if you try to escape. See, would you rather be in a detention facility where you can get shot for trying to escape, or in an area where if you walk through the water, an alligator might or might not chase you? Pick your poison. Speaking of the Trump administration, they are withholding $6.8 billion in federal K through 12 school funds, impacting programs like migrant education, English language learning, and after school initiatives. The Education Department notified states, or will notify, or did notify states this past Monday, just before the fund's usual July 1st release, causing some uncertainty for school planning for this fall. A coalition of 16 states now suing over canceled mental health grants. It is 7:31 right now. Our temperature 70 degrees. When we come back, So Good, the Neil Diamond Experience is now streaming on Amazon Prime. We're going to talk with the star of the show, Robert Neary. We've had him on before. He was fantastic. In fact, the last time he was on, I was in Florida as well. Funny. We'll have Robert on when we return. Cloudy today, highs in the upper 80s, maybe some lingering rain. The full Garden State forecast in just a moment. And we'll take calls at 888-658-0234. You're watching on New Jersey Mornings, and we'll be back at 30.
Hi, I'm Jeanette Hoffman, host of Energy Matters. Join me every night at 6 p.m. where we're discussing energy affordability, challenges, and solutions with stakeholders and elected officials. Join me weekdays at 6 p.m. on Energy Matters on ONNJ.
Good morning, 7:32, Wednesday, July 2nd. Welcome back to On New Jersey Mornings. I'm Ken Rosato with the phone lines wide open, 888-658-0234. Lots of rain slamming parts of the area yesterday. Check out the way Neptune Township looked. The roadways were in some cases closed due to flooding, specifically on Atkins Avenue between 6th and 9th. Hamilton Avenue, Taylor Avenue, and nearby areas as well were impacted. Emergency management and public works set up detours. They were working to clear drains to deal with the heavy rain. As for today, maybe some lingering wetness. In fact, some areas did encounter some showers this morning already. So we have some wet roadways, a little patchy fog near the shore as well in some areas. But otherwise, you will have some clouds, highs in the upper 80s. But for the details from the real guy who knows what he's talking about, because I'm just reading off a chart. Meteorologist Mike Favetta with the full Garden State forecast. Mike, don't need no chart.
Charts, the weather data, it's very helpful to determine, but you also have to use it with discretion, because a lot of times these weather stations, they sit under like somebody's gutter, right? So it says like 16 inches of rain fell in a matter of 5 minutes. Obviously not the case, right? My favorite is when a personal weather station gets hit by the sun, so it drives the temperature sensor up about 10 degrees in 5 minutes. They're like, wow, look how warm it got. No, that's not real.
Yeah.
Need a scientist to kind of verify that. So yeah, that's what we're here to tell you. Yes, it rained hard yesterday over in central and southern New Jersey. Some of the radar estimates were in excess of 5 inches. So it was certainly good. And that's good, valid data, because the radar site is very close to Toms River, where the worst of the flooding happened. Well, today we'll see some lingering drainage issues with clearing that occurs, but it takes a while to get through this afternoon. We'll likely start off the rest of the morning with clouds, maybe a few sprinkles, but by the end of the day, the clearing takes over, and that'll bring in drier air with less humidity. It also stays very dry for tomorrow and the 4th, and then the sunshine sticks around all weekend. So clear skies going forward. Looks very pleasant. Look at what's going on down in Toms River. Some of these thunderstorm clouds still developing at this hour. The sun angle nice and low, so giving it that good definition. You can see there to the clouds, kind of the taller clouds, casting a shadow behind them on the smaller clouds. And overall, with the threat of steady rainfall again this morning, it's adding to that flooding potential and taking even longer for those floodwaters to drain away from yesterday. We'll get a little bit more in the way of clearing by this afternoon, but it takes some time, probably after 3-4 o'clock. Until then, temperature slowly warming into the low 80s at the beaches. And with the amount of sun we get today, we're back up at 5:30 a.m. sunrise, 8:31 p.m. sunset. So the daylight hours are starting to get a little bit shorter now that we've passed the summer solstice now 2 weeks ago, bringing back the longer, earlier sunsets, that is, into the late evening hours. With the water temperature really warming up to 77 degrees in Cape May, even for you in Sandy Hook, nice and warm there as well. Yeah, we'll see that number climb over the next few days. Hot and humid again today down toward the beaches, but not as ridiculously humid, especially with an afternoon sea breeze setting up and allowing for that water temperature to stay nice and warm. The rip current risk today is at the moderate level because there's still just enough of a breeze out of the south to promote that threat of rip currents. And then through the afternoon into tomorrow, you see that front gradually slide eastward and bring back the clearing that we'll enjoy into tomorrow. Then for Friday, beautiful high pressure takes over, and that'll keep our skies nice and clear and dry. And it stays that way going into Saturday and Sunday. Not a cloud in the sky. Really sunny weekend ahead with gorgeous weather for the beaches, the pools, the barbecues, what have you. Excellent weather. So for Friday and Saturday, staying dry, staying clear. Again, there's a threat of a quick passing shower on Thursday afternoon, later in the day tomorrow, but it's a run-of-the-mill thunderstorm. Not too concerned about it. The heat and humidity, however, comes back on Sunday and sticks around through Monday and Tuesday with highs back up in the low 90s. So it gets warm yet again throughout our start of next week. Notice that tomorrow down the shore, no threat of rain. Friday looks dry, beautiful. Saturday, Sunday, same, beautiful going into Monday and Tuesday. So a nice solid stretch of clear weather that takes us into next week. Sunscreen advised because it'll feel very pleasant. And even with the cooler weather, you could still burn quite easily, given how strong that sun is this time of year, Ken.
I would venture to say you could burn more easily in the cool weather because you tend to stay out longer. You don't feel it's almost like outdoor air conditioning, and you just say, and when we were in Portugal a couple of weeks ago, it was only 72 degrees outside with a cool ocean breeze, but the sun, it was no clouds in the sky, nice cool breeze, sun beaming down. Within an hour, you can get burned. I stupidly, the first couple of days, I was only using SPF 15 or SPF 30. And I'm dark skinned, and I started to feel a little bit burned. So I put on SPF 50 very quickly thereafter. But yeah, you're right. Comfortable weather will do that. So we appreciate the definite good advice there, Mike, especially when a lot of people are going to be off for the next few days enjoying the weather. We'll check back with you in just a little bit, Mike, if we could. It is now 7:38. Temperature is 70 degrees. In terms of traffic, once again, let's show this approach. This is from the New Jersey Turnpike, the eastern spur, the interchange 16 East, south of the plaza. So this is North Bergen, and this is as you get off the turnpike to make your way to the Lincoln Tunnel. And that has been bumper to bumper now for a good 30 minutes. So something's going on, but we don't have a report of a crash, but it sure as heck looks like it. That doesn't look like just volume, because that's just totally immobile making your way to the Lincoln. We're told the Lincoln crossover is 35 minutes right now. Holland is 25 to 30 minutes. And let's take a look right now at the GWB, the approach to the GWB. If we could, 8095 approach on the right side, you have the upper level left and is the lower. And it is now 45 to 50-minute crossover time. A lot of scattered accidents to go over them would take a half an hour. I'm just letting you know that because of the damp roadways, give yourselves lots of extra travel time. 7:39 is our time. We're thrilled to sit down with veteran actor Robert Neary, who, after a remarkable 40-year career on Broadway, TV, and film, has taken the music world by storm with his electrifying tribute to the legendary Neil Diamond. From sold-out shows across 28 states to a documentary now streaming on Amazon Prime Video, Robert's so good, the Neil Diamond Experience is captivating audiences nationwide. Check this out. All right, one more second, we would have had to pay royalties, so I'm so glad we cut it off right there. Robert, and you know it's true. Robert joins us now. Welcome back. So good to have you back. Man, this thing, I know several people who were so excited about this because they are Neil Diamond junkies. You don't realize until you start talking to people how many love the work of Neil Diamond. And you've had an extraordinary 40-year career in acting from Broadway to Hollywood. So you pivoted with all your experience to be Neil Diamond, if you will. Um, Robert, during the pandemic, is that what it was? You just decided, hey, I got an idea. This guy is so talented and has so many hits. I'm going to do so good, the Neil Diamond Experience. What happened?
It was yeah, it was actually just before the pandemic hit. It was the summer of 2019 where I decided I wanted to just get into something recreating my career. And Neil Diamond had announced his retirement, a year earlier, and I brushed off my guitar, which I hadn't taken out in a while, and started putting the set list together. Found an amazing band, and it just snowballed into this incredible show that is now touring the country. We've had an incredibly successful 3.5 year run, and we're already booked already through 2026. Yeah, a lot of New Jersey, dates. Yeah.
Well, New Jersey people love concerts. New Jersey, there's something about it. I always posit the theory that it's because New Jersey is made up of people who are suburban Philadelphians and suburban New Yorkers, and as a result, they're into things artistic, right? They like plays, they like music, they like musical theater, they like concerts. So I think that's the case because I know anytime a musical act comes.
They're very selective. Yes, correct. Yeah, yeah.
So, and people tend, it's hard to, really hard to not do well if you have an ounce of talent, like you have a lot of
Oh, okay.
talent. You have an ounce of talent, you go on stage, people flock to you and they'll follow you and they'll see you in 3 different venues throughout the state. Yeah, once they realize who you are. So your tribute, speaking of states, has toured 28 states. You played over 150 packed venues, and you have 48 dates this year alone. Not too many weeks off with bookings right into 2026. What do you think makes the show resonate so deeply with audiences? Is it that his music was so universally liked?
That's number one. Yes, I mean he's an icon, and people just love his music no matter what. I get people who come to my concert in their 70s, in their teens, shaking my hand and saying, "Wow, I grew up listening to this music from my parents, my grandparents." They just love the music. It resonates with them. They all have their favorite songs. The way we do it, of course, like you said, we have an incredibly talented group of musicians, and it's a Broadway caliber show. So it's not just a tribute show where you just put the music together and you do song after song. This is actually a very creative Broadway caliber type of show, and it resonates his concert appearance. It's his experience, which is what we say. We say it's a Neil Diamond experience, and people say, "Wow, I thought I was at a Neil Diamond concert."
Do you find people coming up to you and thanking you as if you're Neil Diamond, as if to say what
Uh,
you sang, what you just sang made so much difference to me, or something? Because I would, when you get into the music, after a while, you get swept up in it as if that's the actual artist. Do you ever feel that? Have you encountered that?
They come up to me, they come up to me, they shake my hand, and it's the greatest thing. I beeline it right after the show out to the table where we do merchandise and the meet and greet, and we sign the programs. And because I just love the accolades and watching these people's faces. And when they shake my hand, they'll say exactly like you said, they'll say things like, I thought I was at a Neil Diamond concert. You brought back so many memories. Thank you so much. The music, everything you did. People say thank you for keeping a lot of people say thank you for keeping Neil Diamond's legacy alive. And it just warms my heart so much. I take that with me more than anything. And because you can't get that kind of experience with people all the time, and then for them to just and every once in a while, it's so heartwarming, it's so sweet. I'll get an older lady or an older gentleman who just, they think I'm Neil Diamond. They think
Hmm.
and they're shaking my hand, and I don't want to say I'm not Neil Diamond, but it's it's really
That's
pleasant just
amazing.
watching
And
people's
you
faces.
You are the only tribute band who has rights to Neil Diamond's music through Universal Music Publishing Group. So anyone else out
To
there
be
who
able,
like pretends to be a tribute band and says, welcome to Neeldimon. No, they're fake. Nothing. You're not trying to be Neil Diamond, but you are the one licensed to do this, and you have Neil Diamond's wife's blessing. How did that come about, and what is their support for you to do this performance
yes,
mean to
yeah.
you?
When I was putting it together, I wanted to make sure that I did everything right. I wanted to make sure I didn't want to get sued. I didn't know anything about putting the tribute band together. I had a friend who works with the Grammy Awards, and I reached out to her and I said, "Do you happen to know Neil Diamond or Katie?" And she said yes. So she reached out to Katie for me, and I asked her the questions, and she told me exactly what I could do. You can't say you're Neil Diamond. You can't write on anything. You can't use any picture of Neil Diamond, but you can certainly be a tribute to him. You can speak in third person and give the tribute. She said, we absolutely love tributes. And when I put the film together, the documentary film that's on Amazon Prime, I had to go through Universal Music to get the rights to all the songs. So technically people who, put up videos and everything, unless they have these rights, you're technically not allowed to do that. So I did everything proper. I paid for all the rights for all the songs that are used in the concert. And, I protected myself. So, and my lawyer had said that after he got off the phone and everything, the logistics, she said, we've never had anybody, ask for these many songs. And so we
That's
did the
pretty
right thing.
cool. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
we did the right
We got
thing.
about a minute left here, and your concert at the Harry Chapin Lakeside Theater, you did this in front of 10,000 people, which is probably what most of Neil Diamond, the actual Neil Diamond, many of his venues were probably that as well. So this
Yeah,
is what
yeah.
got turned into a documentary, right? That's now streaming on Amazon Prime. So tell us what's it like to get in front of 10,000 people and do that
It's
performance.
it's remarkable. It is remarkable, and they ask us back every year. We'll be back there this year as well on July 10th. But Ken, real quick, on July 13th, we're going to be at the Axelrod Theater in New Jersey, in Deal, New Jersey, right outside Asbury Park. So, and tickets are going really fast there too. But yeah, that most of our venues, get sold out. We just did the Mayo Theater in Morristown where we sold out 1,300 seats. So we're around the East Coast as well. And everybody can, check it out, like you said, on Amazon Prime or through the website.
That is so exciting. Give everybody your website one more time.
It is so good, theneildiamondexperience.com. Or you just Google my name, Robert Neary, Neil Diamond.
Yes, and I actually did that last night, and it pops up instantly. I always check to make sure there isn't somebody else trying to hijack your site and put a different name or something. It does go right to it. I check that all the time because otherwise I'll warn
Yeah.
people in advance. So good. The Neil Diamond Experience now streaming on Amazon Prime Video. Veteran actor, great performer, and nice guy, Robert Neary. I'm so excited that you are back because it was so exciting the first time you came around. All the
Thank
best
you.
with this. God bless you. You are so talented. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me back, Ken.
Always, always a pleasure. Please come back again, and all the best with all the performances. How awesome is that? He is so great, and he is so good. In fact, my mother heard the performance. My mother's comments were, "He's better than Neil Diamond." And I said, "Yeah, I think you're right. No offense to Neil Diamond, but Robert is really talented." It is 7:49. When we come back, we have a lot more news for you. And then at the top of the hour, we have a special interview. So we'll tell you all about that in a moment. Cloudy today, highs in the upper 80s, a full Garden State forecast when we return. You're watching on New Jersey Mornings. Don't go away. Welcome back to New Jersey Mornings. It is Wednesday, 7:50 right now. Today we're going to have clouds, highs in the upper 80s, maybe a lingering shower this morning. Meteorologist Mike Favetta with the full Garden State forecast. Mike, if we could get Pam to cut to this, you'll appreciate this. Pam, let's show them beach cam if we could. Let's let him see what that looks like. So this is what the cool thing about
Ooh.
living at the shore. You watch the storms roll in, so you could see it
Mm-hmm.
just kind of the clouds and all, they're literally coming right at me. We're supposed to get heavy storms through central Florida, but this is the outside edge, the bottom edge of this big cluster storms headed right for us. So I just thought you'd appreciate that as a meteorologist, what we get to look at.
That is very cool. Tropical meteorology is one of my kind of fortes. And really
Uh-huh.
enjoy it. It's kind of like the hobby of the meteorologist, kind of your preference as to what branch of meteorology I love. Tropical is just one of the coolest things. So very
Is it
cool,
because
very
it
cool.
changes so fast because of the heat? It's just like literally on a dime can change.
It is. It is very dynamic. You can sit there and watch the thunderstorms form right out over the Gulf Stream. So some pretty fantastic weather there. Cool. Kind of takes me back, when I was thinking of going to FIT for the Masters. Neat
Oh
stuff. Neat
yeah.
stuff. Thank you for sharing that. Thank
Well,
you
you
for
guys
sharing
always have
that.
a place you can stay right here, so it's always available to you.
Very cool. And watch the rockets take off in the morning as they head out to sea. So hey, we've got some
Exactly.
beautiful weather this morning. Yeah, some beautiful weather on the way. Even though there's still a light shower around in northern New Jersey. Some of those showers now exiting out over Staten Island, but with the most of the rain on the way towards southern New Jersey, the heavy wet weather is done for the northern part of the state. Look what's happening and going on right now down in Atlantic and Cape May counties. You have some pretty heavy thunderstorms coming through down the parkway there, working in across the Bay of New Jersey, dare I say, out toward Cape May and out over the east end of the peninsula. So heading in through this afternoon, you'll still run into some flooded areas after more than 5 inches of rain fell yesterday across portions of central and southern New Jersey. Our forecast today dries out very nicely. We're back to sunshine from Newark, Hoboken, Jersey City, even over towards Sussex and Newton. It says foggy, but plan on a little bit of haze as that clear sky works in today. It also will bring in some better air quality, which likely won't be the case until we get to the afternoon hours in northern New Jersey. Southern New Jersey has one more day of this poorer air quality. We're at the moderate level today, and that's again on the scale just above the 50 level. And so I think we'll clear things out with a nice refreshing northwesterly breeze tomorrow, keeping our temperatures pretty average going into the end of the next few weeks. Our forecast points to the heat limited to the north and west of the country, but overall, the afternoons will feature nice sunny weather, at least for the next few days. Don't have to wait for some steady rainfall, at least until next week. So the 7-day forecast looks nice and dry, especially after tomorrow, our last threat of rain in northern New Jersey. And then we are clear sailing, nice and dry, with no rainfall on the 4th through the weekend, even into Monday and Tuesday of next week, with highs that will climb back into the low 90s and feel July weather. It's warm down the shore too, especially tomorrow and Friday. Saturday brings back a little more humidity, 85 on Sunday, and we're dry with that warm weather taking us into the middle of next week. So excellent beach weather if you have off this week. I know a lot of people just tired of the rain fatigue over and over again every weekend. Well, we finally end that cycle. And good news is it happens on a holiday weekend. So when many people already have their outdoor plans, maybe for the pool or the beach or the barbecue. Great weather to go along with it.
Absolutely. Well, I think a lot of people are trying to get out of Dodge today to get out of
Mm.
town a little early because we've seen a lot of pockets of traffic this morning. I don't blame them, but that is the deal. All right, Mike, we'll check back with you. Thank you. 70 degrees now, 7:54. I just want to show you quickly. Let's just show the 8095 approach with the GWB because I know we have guests waiting to come on and they're waiting patiently. So let's just show this if we can, Pam. Right now, the approach to the GWB is very heavy, 8095, especially lower level on the left. It's we're told 45 minutes across the upper levels on the right. So give yourselves, plan accordingly because of the damp roadways, some extra travel time. Lincoln Tunnel is currently about 35 minutes over. The Holland Tunnel is about 25 to 30 minutes. It is 7:55. It has been a rough summer for beaches so far. Since the start of the summer season, we've seen beaches close off their swimming areas to the general public all over the Jersey Shore. Many times it was because of bacteria, but not this time. At High Point State Park's Lake Marcia, the swimming ban is due to a lifeguard shortage. The Sussex County water spot is usually home to throngs of people who are going to be going there, I'm sure, for the 4th of July weekend. They will likely be disappointed when they find out they get there and they cannot swim in the water, not because it's dirty, but because they just don't have lifeguards to keep things safe. 7:55, President Trump has nominated interim U.S. Attorney for New Jersey, Alina Habba, for a full 4-year term. Habba, known for defending Trump in high-profile cases, has sparked controversy since her March appointment, charging Newark Mayor Ross Baraka and Representative LaMonica McIver and probing Governor Phil Murphy. Democrats, including Senator Andy Kim, call her a partisan choice and are unlikely to support her confirmation, but there are enough votes with the majority in the Senate for Republicans to get her passed. New Jersey is one step closer to digital driver's licenses after the legislature overwhelmingly passed a bill on Monday, now awaiting Governor Phil Murphy's signature. The measure, championed by Murphy as a common sense bill, would allow mobile IDs and virtual wallets, though implementation is years away and may require a federal waiver because technically, if you have your New Jersey license on your phone, but you're driving in Florida and Florida doesn't accept digital licenses, see, you're going to need a physical license still. But within the state of New Jersey, ostensibly, you could just show the digital license. Just don't forget to bring your actual license because you might stray into a nearby state that does require it. 13 states already offer an option for digital licenses. That's praised for its enhanced security and convenience. The bill ensures privacy protections, and of course, you do have to pay a fee to get one. You didn't think it was free, did you? But the benefit to the digital license, suppose today they suspend your license for something. You go to bring up your license, you can only bring it up through the app. You can't take a screenshot of it. You can only bring it up through the app. You go to bring it up through the app and you were just suspended, it shows up as suspended immediately. Not that the cop wouldn't have found out when they got back to their car, but the cop, he or she, doesn't even have to get back to their car. They'll know instantly you have a suspended license. So it benefits law enforcement more than you. Think about that. 7:57, Governor Murphy signed a bill ending New Jersey's decades-long requirement for public notices in newspapers. This is centuries old. Prompted by the Star-Ledger ending their print edition in February. There were fewer and fewer newspapers to make public announcements. Starting March of 2026, public entities must post legal notices. They could do so on their websites, with a state-run site also hosting them. Critics, including Assemblyman Brian Rumpf, argue that it reduces transparency, while supporters like Assemblyman Michael Iganamort, I always mess up the poor man's name, Michael Inganamort, thank you, say it modernizes access to save costs. The law will take effect immediately. A lot of smaller newspapers relied on people spending $25 or $50 to post the public announcement. They're going to all lose out on that now. 7:58, fewer Democrats are extremely or very proud to be American than at any point in the last 25 years. This is according to a new poll. Just 36% of people who identify as Democrats say they are proud of America. That's down from 62% in 2024, and it's down from 88% in 2001, according to a Gallup poll released on Monday. Republicans, on the other hand, were 90% proud to be American in 2001. Today, that went up. Republicans now say 92% of them are proud to be American. That's up 2% in the last 2 decades. Independents hover about 64%. That's a pretty good number when asked if they are proud to be American. But Democrats down to only 1 in 3. Only 1 in 3 people who are Democrat are proud to be American. And so much of that has to do with the way we've educated kids in school now, that America is a horrible place founded by horrible people. Well, if that's what you're indoctrinated to believe, of course you're going to hate your country. You know what? Every country has its blemishes. We have a lot of blemishes. The difference between our country and others, we acknowledge our blemishes and we did stuff to correct the problems. We had slavery. That was disgusting. What did we do? We fought a war. Hundreds of thousands of people died, and we changed the law. We revamped the Constitution. We almost ripped apart our country because we acknowledged our sins. So stop dwelling on the sins of the past and start dwelling on the good things we did to correct the sins to make us a better country. It is now 70 degrees, 7:59. When we come back, two powerhouse sisters from the Jersey Shore helping bring the holiday spirit to life, all to support local kids. We're going to tell you all about Party with Purpose's second annual Christmas in July fundraiser. Clouds today, highs in the upper 80s, the full Garden State forecast when we return, and we'll take your calls at 888-658-0234. You're watching on New Jersey Mornings, and we'll be right back. Very good morning. It is 8 a.m. Wednesday, July 2nd, 2025. Welcome back to On New Jersey Mornings. I'm Ken Rosato. Wide open phone lines at 888-658-0234. Lingering shower too this morning. Clouds today, highs upper 80s. Meteorologist Mike Favetta with the full Garden State forecast. And Mike, I showed you the what looked like storms rolling in. Let's do it again,
Yeah.
Pam, if we could. Literally has just bypassed us. I mean, that's how
Oh,
fast tropical weather
wow.
moves. Look, it's pulling
That's
up.
so
You saw it
cool.
10 minutes ago. And now we got
Yeah.
sun trying to peek through. So that's why I get a kick out of just stare. I could stare out there for hours and just watch as you would love it too. I'll give you access to the beach cam 24/7, Mike.
Oh,
For a
thank
small
you.
fee. I mean,
I'll
you
stream
can
it
have
live
access
on the
for free.
phone.
There you go.
You know,
Anytime.
with weather, I wish the weather would move out this quickly in New Jersey because we're stuck in with the clouds and showers, Ken. It's the front that just doesn't want to move. It's getting stuck in the turnpike traffic and clearly is jammed up with the GW. Look at what's going on. This is the same rain that was falling yesterday afternoon across New Jersey. Hasn't quite moved on through yet. And with it, some downpours right now south of the Atlantic City Expressway into Cape May with those brighter shades showing the reds and oranges. Oh, even some lightning there popping up. So some intensity with those storms as already working through, giving places like Brigantine and Absecon some heavy wet weather this morning. All of this eventually clears this afternoon as temperatures rise from the current low 70s, about 2 degrees cooler than this time yesterday, into the low 90s later on. The reason for that, the front eventually does move on by and we get some breaks in the clouds, which are currently over northeastern Pennsylvania. That break of sun, that'll work through northern New Jersey first, then eventually take over across the state throughout this afternoon. A lovely southerly breeze takes over by this evening. That'll make for a pleasant evening at the beaches. So if you plan to get away for the 4th and the holiday weekend, you've got some great weather once you get there. And it's traveling that you'll probably still have some light showers around. That's at least what the Futurecast shows. The lingering showers up until about midday. Then the breaks of sun in northern New Jersey getting us into the low 90s in the northeastern corner of the state. The sunshine responding to the clearing and helping temperatures warm to around 80 by the end of the day there at the beaches. Tomorrow, though, nice and sunny. And it stays that way through the afternoon, right through Saturday and Sunday. So beautiful weather the next few days. High temperatures tomorrow, climbing into the upper 80s, maybe some low 90s. You see a storm threat, but it's really a quick passing run-of-the-mill shower. Basically what Ken just saw down in South Florida. Lasts a few minutes, then it clears on out. Friday and Saturday brings back warmth and a little bit more humidity by the start of the weekend. We'll give you those details with the weekend forecast, Ken. It's coming up in a few minutes.
Very good, Mike. Thank you very much. Our time is 8:03. Let's take a look at the Garden State Parkway right now. We have a little traffic at mile marker 142.8, exit 142 tower cam. If we could show this, this is Hillside area, Hillside, New Jersey, and you can see all that traffic. Just really volume at this hour. Fortunately, it is moving, but quite a bit of a slowdown as you make your way through exit 142. As you can see from our tower cam there. We have a utility pole down on Route 73 northbound north of Route 685 in Evesham Township with the right lane closed, and a crash on the GSP southbound south of Great Egg Toll Plaza in Upper Township. One right lane is blocked. A disabled vehicle, I-678 southbound by Terminal 4 in New York, one right lane blocked, and a crash on the GSP northbound south of exit 81, which is Lakehurst Road in Berkeley. One left lane blocked there. Finally, a malfunctioning traffic light, Route 73, both directions by Fleming, Pike, and Winslow Township. All lanes are closed. The approaches across the Hudson River right now, we're told it's 35 minutes at the Lincoln, 25 to 30 at the Holland, and the 8095 approach right now to the George Washington Bridge is starting to open up. Whatever was causing the delay has now gone away, and so things are getting better. We're now told it's a 35-minute crossover time. So you can see the upper level on the right, lower on the left. And that is definitely a way to brighten your day. It is 8:05 right now. And this summer, two powerhouse sisters from the Jersey Shore are helping bring the holiday spirit to life. You heard me right. And we're not talking July 4th holiday. We're talking about like Christmas, all to support local kids. Jordan and Joelle Hernandez are part of the team behind Party with Purpose's second annual Christmas in July fundraiser. It's happening July 25th at Reef and Barrel in Manasquan, with 100% of all the proceeds going to organizations like the Boys and Girls Clubs of Monmouth County, Inspire Life, and Kids, KYDS. This event proves that giving back can be just as fun as it is meaningful. Jordan and Joelle, welcome to the show. Good to have you on this morning.
Thank you so much for having us.
Well, great to have you. And how did you get involved with Party with Purpose, and what inspired you to help grow its presence at the Jersey Shore?
Yeah, we are Hoboken residents. So we actually originally are from the Jersey Shore, from Hazlet, New Jersey, and moved up to Hoboken about 8.5 years ago and joined the Hudson County chapter of Party with Purpose here. We were inspired by a friend who we grew up with, who was involved with Party with Purpose, and she invited us to come along to a meeting, and it's been, the rest is history. We've been on the board for about 6 years now, and just really love the mission that Party with Purpose stands for. We are a sort of funding organization. We do various fundraisers throughout the year to raise money to provide micro grants to local children's charities. This year, total between Hudson County and Jersey Shore, we've been able to give $50,000 to various charities throughout New Jersey that have helped so many children and families throughout the state.
That is awesome. I mean, I've heard of some hospitals getting grants over the years. When I'm down in Florida right now, but down here there was a charity that, like for instance, there was a hospital that couldn't get video games, because they didn't have the extra money. So kids who are stuck long term in the hospital, they get a $20,000 or $30,000 micro grant, like you're talking about. Can help little things like buying games, so the kids who are stuck for 3, 4, 5 weeks in a hospital will have something to do. So something like what you're talking about is invaluable to a hospital, especially for kids stuck in a hospital. That's so cool. This is the second year of your Christmas in July fundraiser. So tell us all about Christmas in July. I love that concept.
Yeah, so it's the second year. Last year, our Jersey Shore chapter was founded by Diane, one of our lovely board members. Scott DeLay is the founder of Party with Purpose overall, and it's been in existence for over 20 years now. But Christmas in July started last year, July 25th. Of course, it's never too early to start getting ready for Christmas, of course, when fundraising for children is on the line as well. So this year will be pretty similar to last year: live music, games, fun, prizes, and just a good time coming together to raise money, mostly for the Boys and Girls Club of Monmouth County, as well as a few other local children's charities down the shore of New Jersey.
So speaking about those, what helped you pick out the charities, the nonprofits that you did? So you got the Boys and Girls Clubs of Monmouth, Inspire Life, and Kids selected as your charities, KYDS. How did you select them, and how will this event support their work?
Yeah, for sure. So we have a pretty extensive grant selection process at Party with Purpose for all of our charity partners, the 3 down the Jersey Shore, and we have 22 up in Hudson County. And we all come together. It is a very tough job to read through the applications and decide who will receive these micro grants. And we have various criteria that we look through. We mostly support children's charities that focus on hunger, education, and mental health. As we know, those are epidemics that are plaguing our country right now. So we want to make sure that we are providing those grants. And then the 3 that are down the Jersey Shore were a part of our application process, and they fit all of those criteria. So we're so proud and so happy to be able to support those charities.
That is fantastic. And yes, mental health, stress, so many younger people especially have been going through so much stress post-pandemic. It's something that just is not being addressed enough. Now, Party with Purpose is unique because you guys are 100% volunteer led. You have so many charities that they mean well, but they have the people at the top making big salaries. You don't have that. All of your proceeds go directly to charity. So how does that hands-on model shape your events and your impact?
Yes, it is truly all hands on deck. Everybody is on board. All of us work full time jobs. Multiple board members are involved in a lot of other community service in addition to Party with Purpose. So we all just help each other where we can. We have really great communication systems. And of course, we have an e board. So I do have to give a shout out to Michelle and Nicole, who are our president, vice president, as well as everyone else on the board. Scott DeLay, our founder, Ryan Mitchell, who does a lot of our accounting and tax work and treasury work. So it's just a team effort, and we all hop in where we can. And of course, most of us are local. Diane's down the shore, and we just use our connections and make it work. We were all here for the greater mission of the children.
You are so full of energy and positivity. I love I'm having such joy talking to the two of you. What has been the response from, it's true. You really, some people just exude goodness and joy, and it's just coming right out of you. What's been the response from the local community so far, by the way, especially after your first year?
Yes. After the first year of the Jersey Shore chapter, we had an opportunity to meet some of the charity partners at a recent event, and just the gratitude. And like you mentioned before, sometimes there are things that are on the wish list for various charities, and no matter how much money they have or how many supporters they may have, there is still that list of things that they're hoping for the community that they support. So to be able to be a part of that, they are just so appreciative and so grateful. And there's been charity partners that we've in the Hudson County area have been supporting for years, and then Jersey Shore, we're relatively new there. So just to be able to have that impact and have the leaders of those organizations come to us and say, thank you so much. We were able to do this, or we were able to do that. We did a photo walk a couple of weeks ago, and it's just the opportunities that we're able to provide on top of the opportunities that are already being provided by these incredible organizations is invaluable.
Beautiful. And you're both from the area, right? Why is it especially important to create these kinds of opportunities at the shore?
I think a lot of times, especially living in New Jersey or America at large, we think that these problems are in other countries. We don't think that they're in our own backyards. Speaking as a New Jersey native, New Jersey is a pretty rich state, if I'm speaking objectively, but over 40% of children, especially here in Hudson County, are living below the poverty line. And that's not something that's talked about. We hear it a lot living in Hoboken. Oh, you live somewhere expensive and you probably pay a lot for rent. And we do, but the homelessness and poverty and lack of education and lack of resources is right here in our backyards. And I think it's so important to talk about that and to talk about the digital divide and the systemic differences that people have here in the US, and Party with Purpose to just even be a small part of being able to help that. There's so much that we can all do together. Maybe not by ourselves we can make that big of a difference, but together we can make a huge difference. So that has just kept us going and to continue to raise awareness of some of the issues that we have right here in our own backyards.
Love it. And we sure have a lot of issues to take care of, but it's always good that when you get, government can only do so much. And
Correct.
it comes with restrictions and money, et cetera. It's when you get the local people. This is the way it was done before government got involved doing it. And it really makes a difference when your neighbor or your friend is the person helping you out, as opposed to some cold, generic government entity. It's a whole different animal. So beyond all the great music, the food, and the signature holiday twist, of course, what can the guests look forward to on July 25th?
So much fun. Yeah. Lots of fun live music. We'll have a tricky tray raffle, food and drink specials. You can come out, have a great time. We have tons of pictures on social media so you can see how much fun people were having last year. And it's a really, really great time. We're super excited to come together, have some fun, food, drinks, all the things, and then to be able to, of course, the main mission to give back and learn more about Party with Purpose. You could something that you could get involved with and volunteer. We have a marathon team. We have a bunch of events throughout the year. So, just come and learn more and see if it's something you want to support continuously.
Well, speaking of which, how can people help out? What's a website they could check you out on?
Yes, they can check out partywithpurpose.org, and all of our events, social media, all of the things that you can get involved with are listed there. You can always feel free to reach out to us via email. There's opportunities to do that on the website as well. We always have opportunities and are looking for volunteers to support our mission.
Well, today being July 2nd, of course, I'm thinking Christmas. So it is Party with Purpose's second annual Christmas in July fundraiser. It's happening July 25th, as we said, at Reef and Barrel in Manasquan. Jordan and Joelle Hernandez, two very special ladies. I'm sure you were fun growing up too.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you so much for joining. Yeah, I could tell. You're just positive, wonderful, fun people. You're the people who everybody wanted to gravitate toward as friends. It just is obvious. But thank you for joining us. Come back and let us know how things are going with it, because I just love to hear great people like you doing such great things for the community. God bless you both.
Thank you so much.
You bet. Merry Christmas. All right. What great ladies. Aren't they awesome? That is so nice. 8:15 is our time. When we come back, the Sussex County Miners set to light up the field with exciting games and family-friendly festivities. We'll tell you all about a really fun 4th of July weekend happening. It is going to be cloudy today, highs upper 80s, but Mike says that's good because we're going to have a stretch of sun through your holiday weekend. The full Garden State forecast when we come back. You're watching On New Jersey Mornings. Don't go away. And a very good day to you. Welcome back to On New Jersey Mornings for your Wednesday. 8:16, cloudy today, highs upper 80s. Right now, 71 degrees in Trenton. Meteorologist Mike Favetta has your Garden State forecast. Good morning to you, Mike.
Good morning, Ken. We're warming through this afternoon, though. The sun all ready to peek out through the clouds in northern New Jersey and central New Jersey, seeing those temperatures climb as well into the low and mid 80s, but eventually see the early morning showers dissipate, bringing back some clearing by this afternoon. It's a gradual clearing from north to south today that will ultimately lead to a drier finish to the afternoon down toward the beach locations much later on, going closer to dinner time. So you can see the front that is drawn in the clouds here, the clearing just off to the west, but the front kind of stalled out across New Jersey, which is why we have those lingering showers this morning. It'll eventually move through in the next 8 to 10 hours. So give it some time and we'll be back to our beautiful UV of a 9, which is very high by the end of the afternoon. It'll feel much more pleasant by then. Had some showers that rolled through last night, early this morning. That's why the ground is a little wet, especially across northeastern New Jersey, and some downpours still down the shore, working across the parkway as we speak. Those not expected to clear out until later on this afternoon. With the dew points or the temperature where the air is saturated, very humid now. We'll see that dry out by tomorrow. We drop into the 50s, which is very comfortable and closer to the dry end of the scale, bringing back a more comfortable feel with less humidity throughout the day tomorrow into Friday. And then Saturday sees a slow uptick in humidity. I think we're back to the hazy, hot, and humid weather as soon as Sunday. But still, no storm threat. We look great after today. Nice and dry through this evening. Last of the clouds will be gone shortly after, say, 3, 4 o'clock, and then we dry things out for the overnight. A refreshing feel tomorrow, still warm in northern New Jersey, upper 90s for you, before we see a few passing showers and storms in the afternoon. Run of the mill, last a few minutes, then move on by. Nothing severe, and then that clears out again with that reinforcing shot of dry weather for our Friday. So the 4th looks amazing. Lots of sunshine to enjoy. Even Saturday and Sunday stays clear. It's beautiful through Monday. I think Tuesday might be our next opportunity to see a passing shower or storm later in the day. But overall, a very nice quiet trend taking forward with this weekend starting off gorgeous, 87 as the high, finishing off at 91. So you get that bonus day in there if you're off tomorrow or Friday, or even taking the extended weekend into Monday. Gorgeous weekend overall and staying very pleasant. Feeling like July should, Ken, without any of the rain, which is a nice treat after so much rain just in the last few days and the last few weekends here across New Jersey.
Interesting. It's so crazy how much rain and heat New Jersey has had. And I take a few days to come down to South Florida here. And last night I was out to dinner with a high school friend of mine, believe it or not. We've known each other 40 years, 40 plus years. And we're sitting out at a rooftop place not far from where we are in Fort Lauderdale area. And we were saying it was 74. There was a light breeze. It wasn't humid. And I said, this is July in South Florida. What the hell's going on? Usually it's like 90 and sticky and but and then I checked my phone and I saw that New Jersey was like hot and sticky and rainy, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Wow, what is going on?" It's like a
Mhm.
total inversion of
It
everything.
is.
So anyway, if you want nice and cool summers, come to South Florida. Not. It just happens to be the case this week. All right, Mike, thank you very much, buddy. We'll check back with you. 8:19 right now, 71 degrees in Trenton. We do have traffic in the area to talk about. Let's take a look at this is the Garden State Parkway, mile marker 147.0, exit 145, entering the parkway. That's the East Orange area. And that's actually not as bad as it usually is. It's usually bumper to bumper stopped right there. But that's as you make your way into East Orange by the exit for I believe that is the exit for 78. That takes you from the Garden State to 78, and that's what you got right now. So it's not that bad. We have a disabled tractor trailer to talk about on the New Jersey Turnpike express lanes northbound south of exit 71, which is Route 4 in Leonia with the right lane blocked, and a disabled, is that the same one? Yes, we're getting dupes on a lot of our reports here for some reason. We have a utility pole down on Route 73 northbound north of Route 685 in Evesham. The right lane is closed, and a crash on the Garden State southbound south of Great Egg Toll Plaza. One right lane is blocked. The 8095 approach to the GWB right now is not so bad. It's actually moving. So you can see the lower level on the left is flying. The upper level is moving pretty well. So this is down to about a 25-minute crossover, down from 45 minutes about an hour ago. Pretty good. Making your way into Manhattan. We got 25 at the Lincoln and 20 at the Holland. 8:21 is our time. As we gear up for a festive 4th of July weekend, there is no better way to celebrate than with America's favorite pastime. Baseball has been very, very good to me at Skylands Stadium. Oh, okay. All right, Pam. Well, I'll tap dance here a little bit, Pam. We'll see if we can get them back on. Of course, we were just about to get our guest on, and through the miracle of modern electronics, we lost our guest. So I will tap dance about this. So for those who don't know about the Sussex County Miners, that is a minor league baseball team. There are a number of different minor league teams. People are on different leagues, but this particular team is very good. A lot of people in Sussex County show up. They get, some minor league teams don't get a big audience. Sussex County Miners do very, very well. And some terrific players are on their team, and many terrific players have come out of that team and gone on to major leagues. But I love the idea of minor league baseball because it's what baseball was 100 years ago, 150 years ago. Nostalgically, I look back and think, wow, when people were getting into the game and they did it mostly for the love of the sport, not for money. That was what it was. The minor league players do get paid, but they don't get paid contracts of, $20 million or $30 million. But they do get a salary, and they work very hard for their salary. Pam, tell me if we're getting them back on. If not, I'll move on, and we'll come back. All right. So we're trying to get back. We will see if we can get them back on. Unfortunately, we literally lost them as we were coming on. All right. So parents and children gathered at yeah, let's do this package. Let's bring the package up, Pam, if we could. Parents and children gathered at Hurricane Harbor in Jackson to take part in the world's largest swimming lesson. It was a global effort to promote water safety and drowning prevention, something very, very important. On New Jersey's Sophia Braun spoke with participants taking part in the life-saving swim education. Check this out.
As families pour into one of New Jersey's largest water parks, the focus shifts from water slides to water safety. At Hurricane Harbor in Jackson, over 70 participants took part in the world's largest swimming lesson, a synchronized global event aiming to raise awareness about the importance of water safety and drowning prevention.
I think it's beautiful because the children today don't have many activities. Some people can't afford it, so it's definitely a blessing for them.
This year, Hurricane Harbor is partnering with Big Brothers Big Sisters of coastal and northern New Jersey. bringing together mentors and families from across the region to expand access to aquatics education.
We wanted to make sure that we identified maybe a group that's been marginalized when we talk about pool access and aquatics access. So working with the Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Central Jersey and Northern New Jersey, I think was really important for us. And we were able to get over 70 kids in this pool today that don't usually get to be around a pool. And some of them don't get access to the theme park either. So to be able to do that, to me, I think that's really what it's all about. We just want to show the community that Great Adventure cares, that Hurricane Harbor cares, and that we're here for our community. And I think we'll be doing a lot more things like this as we move into the next few years.
Children lined the edge of the Blue Lagoon pool as certified instructors guided them through the basics of floating, paddling, and breathing techniques, skills designed to save lives. Unlike many traditional group swim lessons, children of all abilities are able to participate in the fun.
Oh yeah, especially my 7-year-old because he's autistic, so he has a little different processing speed, and the guy he's paired to has just been like absolutely amazing. Like they're just meant to be together. So he's already like learned a couple of things, which is awesome. So I don't have to worry so much as long as he has his vest on in the pool. So it's helping my mommy fears. So I think we love to come to anything that Big Brothers Big Sisters is involved in. They're always so understanding and respectful, and no matter what happens, like there's always somebody to handle it. We're moving, and we bought a house that has a pool, so water safety became a number one top priority. So it just so happened I got the email, and I was like, you know what? This is divine intervention because we needed the lesson, and now it's free. So
we just want to be able to share kind of the knowledge and then also the equipment that we have, the different things we have, whether it's the life jackets or the pools themselves, give kids an opportunity who don't usually get it, or even adults. When you're able to be with a skilled lifeguard or a skilled swim instructor, they can really ease your concerns. They're able to walk you through those things, and a lot of them are experienced in times of distress or just experienced swimmers alone, so they know what to do in the water, and I think that's essential for kids.
Hurricane Harbor is being transformed into a classroom, and this is a part of a nationwide event to promote water safety right here where summer fun begins. What did you learn today in your swim class?
How to do a freestyle stroke. I'm not the greatest at swimming, so I'm that and better now.
That's awesome. Once lessons wrapped, the day continued with full access to the park's slides, pools, and lazy rivers, a reward for a morning well spent learning. As Hurricane Harbor partners with more community groups, the goal is to keep expanding access to water safety and make sure every child has the chance to learn. For ONNJ Jersey, I'm Sophia Braun.
And there you go. Thank you very much, Sophia Braun, for that report. Always good to have Sophia on. And it looks like we have our baseball people back. So that's a good thing. Let me just bring it up. Give me 1 second here. Let's do this. Okay. So we have festive 4th of July weekend. No better way to celebrate than America's favorite pastime at Skyline Stadium. The Sussex County Miners are set to light up the field with exciting games and family-friendly festivities. And now joining us is Mike Gemma. Yes, we have Mike Gemma. There he is joining us. He's brand ambassador and group sales coordinator for the Miners. Mike, good morning. Welcome to the show. We lost you. Good
I know,
to have you back.
Ken, I'm sorry about that. I wasn't bailing out on you. I'm sorry. The computer, little difficulties. You know how technology is nowadays, but glad to be on the show.
Yes, I do. Good to believe me. I'm broadcasting from Fort Lauderdale right now. With if you saw the wires behind me right now, you'd clutch your chest. Anyway, but getting to the fun. I mean, I think people who truly love baseball love minor league baseball because that's heart and soul, raw talent. And you guys are just phenomenal. So the 4th of July weekend, always a big deal for baseball fans. Tell us about the exciting games and the special events planned at Skyline Stadium for this weekend. Are there any unique promotions or fireworks shows? What's going on there?
Absolutely. July 4th is always a massive game, massive week. Also July 5th as well for the Miners. We say it. We have the best fireworks show in New Jersey, not just Sussex County. And you can expect that when you come to a game this Friday. And Mike talked about in the weather forecast, the weather looks fantastic. That's always great things. That's what you want when you watch a baseball game. Good weather, Good people, good times. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a party, and that's what you could expect when you come for any Miners game, but especially for July 4th. We have our first responders coming, EMS, police force, firemen in the Sussex County area. We love to give back to the people who make our lives so much easier. So it's going to be an unbelievable time, a tremendous experience, and we encourage all people from everywhere, not just Sussex County, but all over New Jersey, in the Pennsylvania area too. Make sure we get out July 4th and let's have a good day.
It sounds like fun. And the Miners have that huge history, including their 2018 Can-Am League Championship win. So how would you describe the team's dynamic this season? And are there any standout players or moments that have defined the 2025 season thus far?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Ken, this team is really special from top to bottom, their roster. We've added a couple players. I look at a guy like Mekhi Backstrom, what he's been doing for us, Sean Roby Jr., just a couple of players, but they're a small sample size of really what's going on here. Their pitching staff, they limit soft contact, they get after guys, they throw strikes, they're not afraid to compete. But there's a different energy. There's a different aura about this team. They bring the juice. They're fun to watch. They put people in seats. And when you have a team that wins at the level they're winning right now, first in their respective division, the Frontier League, and you have the promo nights and the theme nights that we come up with, there's no reason why people shouldn't come out. And there's, like you said, there's something going on here that I firmly believe in. And it's a privilege to come to work every day and try to make this place better.
That's very cool. What's the capacity over at Skylands?
Yeah, so capacity is around 5,000 people, 5,000 to 10,000 people. I'll tell you what. Yeah, and it gets pretty close for fireworks night. I'm not saying get your tickets now, Ken. Let's get on our, let's make sure we plan it out in advance. But it gets pretty close to capacity especially for 4th of July. So that's always.
And you would imagine, with as you said, and Mike was pointing out, the weather's going to be flawless over the next 4 days. So people are going to pack. So you might want to make sure you get your tickets now or get there early, et cetera, because this is going to pack. Don't expect you could just get in the car with the kids at the last second and take a chance, because everyone's going to be there, which is a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yes.
Good problem to have. So tell us about Skylands and the experience and what makes it so special. Share with fans what they can expect in terms of atmosphere and activities, amenities. You got the new kids zone, the Barnyard restaurant. Talk about that.
Yeah, we have a lot of different aspects that we bring to the table when you come to a Miners game. You talked about the Barnyard, our new restaurant, who is phenomenal, by the way. Please check out their food. Come out. Their burgers are phenomenal. I have too many myself, Ken. Probably should cut back on that. But the kids zone's a blast as well. That's where kids could come to a baseball game. Ken, I'm sure you know kids, they love to run around. It's tough for them to sit still at times. So we try to come up with an area where kids could be kids and still watch a baseball game. But I think of our theme nights, I think of our promo nights and the ideas that we've come up with. Murder Mystery Night, where for 9 innings, our fans were coming together to find out who kidnapped our beloved mascot, Herbie. I'm not going to lie. Some people point the finger at me. I was very disappointed. I was very upset with that. We have Squid Games night to play along the hit Netflix show, of course. And we've had 70s night, 80s night where I've dressed up as Elvis. I have sang and performed. I'm not sure if you want to see that video, Ken, maybe after the call. But we're always constantly coming up with different ideas and theme nights that people can enjoy, people can relate to and have fun with. We encourage people to dress up. I'm always dressing up. And I think our organization understands that there's a show aspect, there's a production aspect outside of baseball. Yeah, of course, we all love America's pastime, coming to watch baseball, coming together to support one team. But I think people appreciate the fact that we're always thinking of ways to be different and to try to do something that not a lot of teams are replicating. And I think that's what we take pride in. I think that's something that I honestly love. Why I love working for this organization is we have fun. I'll tell you that right now. We have fun. We have a good time. And we want our fans to understand that's our goal at the end of the day.
I love it. And the Miners are celebrating their 10th anniversary this year. The community has always been a big part of the team's identity. So how do the July 4th games and other events this weekend reflect the team's commitment to Sussex County and the greater region and all the fans?
Our fans are everything. You said it, 10 years. is a true testament to the consistency of this organization. It's not easy. 10 years is impressive. It's an impressive feat in itself. I think we understand that our fans mean everything, and they are a huge driving force into what we do with our decisions. I mean, I think of the turf field that we just implemented this year. That allows different teams in the local area and the community to be able to rent our field out and play, whether it's youth sports, whether it's high school sports or football as well, we're trying to get into. We're always looking to give back. We're always looking to extend a hand to the people that help build our organization, because that's always so important. And like I said, for July 4th, our first responders that are coming to the game, they make my life and your life as well, Ken, easier, because they're protecting us, taking care of us, making sure we're safe, and making sure our lives can carry on. So it's people like that you have to pay homage to. It's people like that that deserve their respect and deserve their love. And I say it all the time. I'm not just saying it because it's our fans, but we really have the most passionate, loyal fans in minor league baseball, honestly, at this point. Whether it's rain, whether it's the weather's not looking great, or whatever's going on, they always make sure to get to the stadium, and they always make sure to show support for the black and gold, which at the end of the day, that's all you can ever really want from your fans.
I love it. Mike, what is a website for people to get more info?
Of course. So scminers.com. That's our website. That's where you can purchase tickets. You can find out what's going on with our theme nights, our promo nights, and our schedule, and stay up to date with how the guys are doing and how they're doing this season. I'll tell you what, Ken, they're doing pretty good. It's fun to watch.
Yeah. I went online to try to buy a ticket. The best nosebleed that I could get was in Monmouth County. So I don't know what that's about. Maybe I could get a little here from Mike.
Ken, I'll take care of it. Don't worry. We'll get you right. We'll make sure we got you. Yeah.
I love it. All right, Mike Gemma, brand ambassador and group sales coordinator for the Miners, the Sussex County Miners. Thank you for joining us. Happy Independence Day, and may that evening and the entire weekend go wonderfully at the stadium for you and the team and everybody in the community. Thank you for being there. That is all pure Americana, and we love hearing all about it. Thanks for joining us this morning, Mike.
Thank you, Ken.
You bet. Have a great day. It is 71 degrees right now. 8:36 is our time. We're going to take a quickie break right now, and a major announcement from Monmouth County. Get ready for a brand new open air performance venue called Park Stage. Cloudy today, highs upper 80s. The full Garden State forecast in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Jeanette Hoffman, host of Energy Matters. Join me every night at 6 p.m. where we're discussing energy affordability, challenges, and solutions with stakeholders and elected officials. Join me weekdays at 6 p.m. on Energy Matters on ONNJ.
And a welcome and a welcome back. That must be some foreign language. Welcome back to ONNJ Mornings. It is Wednesday, July 2nd, and I'm Ken Rosato. The phone lines are open at 888-658-0234. 888-658-0234. Clouds today, highs upper 80s. Meteorologist Mike Favetta with the full Garden State forecast. See that, Mike? I invented a whole new language live on the
I heard it. Very cool. Very cool. I'll stick to English for this one. I woke up this morning to a voice memo from my friend in Modena, got a new phone. So she's like, oh, it's just me. It's my new phone number. Because, you know, the voice memos is what the Europeans use when they want to send a message. So, yes, a little linguistic challenge before my eyes were open. I'm like, oh, wait, what language are we doing now? So it's a nice way to start the day. Not so much with the clouds and showers, though. We need a little more sunshine in here. And I think we'll bring back the clear sky once we get to this afternoon. It just takes a while. The humidity lingers through the end of the day, but the dry weather, that really settles in for tomorrow morning. And with it, the sunshine takes over clear through the weekend. So it really will be a nice dry start to the day. Wow, lots of clouds now that the sun is up and reflecting all of that white from the high cloud tops back to the satellite imager. Yeah, it's a gray start to the day, but look, just back off to the west. There's some clearing occurring in northeastern Pennsylvania. This whole front slides through. So we're done with the rain and clouds. As soon as the middle of the day in northern New Jersey, it takes a while in southern New Jersey, probably till after 4 or 5 o'clock to see the clearing for you. So light showers for most of the morning and early afternoon for you. With the 102 record staying in another year from 1966, we're not getting that hot today. We'll enjoy the clearing that takes over later on. But again, that rain probably lingering right through the lunchtime hour for you in Atlantic City. Then you'll be able to enjoy that 77-degree water temperature from Cape May and Sandy Hook. By the way, because of all the heavy rainfall amounts at the shore points, especially the Monmouth and Ocean County beaches, you may have high bacteria levels beginning tomorrow and through the next several days. So keep it tuned in to the forecast, especially listen to the lifeguards at the beaches. There might be some water quality advisories for those high bacteria levels due to all of the runoff from the 3, 4, 5 inches of rain that fell in just a short amount of time last night. Other than that, it's a moderate risk of rip currents today due to that wind off of the water, but I think that'll improve with a northwesterly breeze tomorrow as the front slides on down and brings back plenty of clear sky into tomorrow and Friday and beyond. The weekend really looks pretty. 7-day forecast, lots of sunshine going into tomorrow. Maybe a passing afternoon 20-minute thunderstorm up north, but beyond that, we stay dry into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's the reinforcing shot of dry weather tomorrow that helps to bring in those afternoon showers. By the end of the weekend, I think we'll see the humidity climb back up into uncomfortable levels, and then it stays quite humid into Monday and Tuesday. But still, we're dry straight through with no threat of rain expected, even down the shore tomorrow with that dry weather. So you get the rain today, but at least you start off and stay dry on your Thursday. Less humid for Friday, beautiful on Saturday and Sunday, and then the humidity slowly creeps back in by Monday and Tuesday. So a solid stretch of gorgeous weather. But again, I think those bacteria levels might be a concern out toward the beaches tomorrow because you go in, you say, oh, it's so beautiful. The sun is shining, the waves are calm, the water is warm. Yes, but it's the coliform that's a problem, and it could get people sick, especially if you don't pay attention to the lifeguards. Need the ocean to flush through another day and clear out those contaminants.
Did you have to use the term flush? If you think about what happens, for those that don't realize, you get a lot of these sewers that when the water level gets too high, the runoff goes into the ocean, and that's to prevent flooding in the streets. But you have people throwing their dog poop in the sewers. You have just bacteria on the roads. All of that, birds pooping, and that stuff washes into the sewers and comes out into the ocean, which is why Mike was talking about that bacteria level. So if you have a cut with a Band-Aid, if you have a child, if you are an elderly person, if you are immune compromised, you may want to stay out of the water for the next few days, right? Or stay in a pool. That's probably better. Definitely better choice. All right, Mike, we'll check back in a little bit. I'm going to talk on the air to Pam. We're going to forego the break. I was trying to get you, Pam. Let's forego the break because of our timing. 8:42 is our time. And here's what we have in terms of traffic right now. Let's take a look at this camera. This is the Newark Bay Extension, Hudson County Extension, mile marker 1.1 west of Newark Bay Bridge. Just a very cool shot right now. It was kind of heavy a couple of minutes ago. It's moving pretty well now. I think a lot of people left early this morning to get an early escape on the long holiday weekend, and people are going away Wednesday to Monday, Wednesday to Sunday. So I think a lot of folks have already left because we got traffic at 5 in the morning, and a lot of it's gone right now. So that's kind of interesting to see. They have made it. They say bye-bye. I'll see you again on Tuesday. So that's what you got right now. Other area roadways to look out for: Downtree on the Garden State Parkway, local lane southbound north of exit 109, which is Middletown. The right lane is blocked. It's always bad when you have a right lane block there and the shoulder. That's impacting people trying to get off by the exit. We have a crash on Route 10 eastbound, Woods End Road in Parsippany Troy Hills. A left lane is closed, and a disabled tractor trailer on the Turnpike express lanes northbound south of exit 71, Route 4 Leonia. The right lane is blocked. The Lincoln Tunnel has a 30-minute crossover time, Holland 25, and we're actually moving pretty well at about 25 to 30 minutes. Take a look at the 8095 approach to the GWB right now. It is flowing. It's not moving too badly, so it's about a 30-minute crossover into Manhattan on that upper and lower level approaches to the GWB. 8:43 right now, a major announcement for Monmouth County. The Count Basie Center for the Arts and Monmouth County Tourism have unveiled plans for Park Stage, a new open-air performance venue set to launch in summer of 2026. at the East Freehold Park Fairgrounds. The state-of-the-art destination will celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States and the Basie Center Centennial, promising to bring world-class entertainment to New Jersey while boosting the local economy. Joining us now is Monmouth County Commissioner Director Tom Arnone. Welcome, Commissioner Arnone. Good to have you with us.
Welcome, Ken. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You bet. Tell us, Commissioner, about what inspired the creation of Park Stage and how it aligns with Monmouth County's vision to celebrate America's 250th and the Count Basie Center's centennial.
So it all just evolved. Myself and the rest of the Commissioner Board decided that we really wanted to be extremely proactive in our 250 year celebration to the United States and here. And with that being said, we created a committee. Myself and my co-chair, Christine Giordano-Hanlon, our county clerk, and myself have been doing the tours all around the different groups, different organizations, different chambers, different municipalities, and of course our businesses. During that period of time, we were trying to strike up different events that we were doing, similar to having a big gala, all the towns having a bunch of parades, and then a 5K race, all to try to do some celebration during that period of time. As we got to the Basie, we started to get into a discussion with them. What would it be like if we had just this large venue of great entertainers coming there that would be welcoming us, such a perfect destination. Accessibility wise, it has the grounds that we all know because it occupies the county fair that we have once a year coming up in July here, and the parking, and we could generate great commerce here in Freehold and Freehold Borough and Freehold Township there, and plus just the overall economy. So we started discussions, things evolved, and we are extremely, extremely excited. I think it's going to be a home run for the county. There's so many visitors. I mean, just in the surrounding areas, we have like 2.3 million people living within a 25-mile radius there. So, put that in perspective, and everybody likes music. And we're gonna have some good venues.
Yeah. So what's the capacity of Park Stage?
So I think the capacity is close to they say 9,000, but we're looking at probably somewhere in around the 5 to 7 capacity there. But it's going to be high profile without a doubt. We're very fortunate because between the law enforcement that we have in Freehold Township, Freehold Borough, and of course our Sheriff's Department, led by Sheriff Golden, there we we'll be able to handle all that like we do during the county fair for those 5 days that we do there. And so we're really seeing no problems. We believe it's just going to be a real big plus and an economy generator here, and plus promote tourism.
That's amazing. And outdoor venues like that are just amazing. I used to live on Long Island at one point. Everybody sort of Babylon. You'd see the outdoor venues there, and they had a capacity of 5,000 too. And there's something about when you hear the drums of a band all amplified, you get that echo outside, and people come and they bring, they come, they enjoy outdoor summertime. I mean, that's the thing. You're limited to the season, but at the same time, there is no better way to see a venue than outdoors on a summer night and hear that music echoing through, and it's just fantastic. So the Park Stage venue is described as a marquee destination for live entertainment. So what kind of performances and artists can folks expect for summer 2026?
So we plan on they're working on that. Obviously, they're the pros at that now. So we haven't announced the entertainers. That's soon to come. But we have what I am hearing, we have a tremendous interest from some real high profile people that want to play out there, enjoy playing outside. As you said, Ken, everybody likes being outside. Soon as Memorial Day comes, people just feel they're supposed to be outside. And, so we're really excited. I am being told that people will be extremely, extremely, surprised and pleased with the entertainers that we get there.
Cool. And you guys, you're featuring things like you're going to get, certain amenities and specials like free parking. You have luxury VIP accommodations. I want to hear about the luxury VIP accommodations. What are you
Yeah, well,
guys talking about right
we
now?
haven't put the logistics of it. We just made the announcement there, but we're gonna, we're gonna have sponsorships and we're gonna have, VIPs. I mean, Ken, you're gonna get a VIP. I mean, of course. There. But it's gonna be really, really something that we want to keep it affordable. We want the people to enjoy the county that they're in Monmouth County. And, everything pretty much generates in the tourism season down by the shore, as we all know. There. And, I think it's special to realize that, our county's so big. And, let's take advantage of the western part of the county here. And that's what we're doing there, because we have so much open space and land to provide that.
It's huge. A lot of people don't realize it could take you 40 minutes, right, to get from the shore inland in Monmouth County. It is that huge of a county. And it's funny because when you mentioned Freehold, I'm from Westchester County originally in lower New York State. And every time as a kid, when I hear Freehold, I associate it with what? Raceway. That's all that goes. That's the echo in my head from 50 years ago. That's still in my head from my childhood. So let me talk about the broader Monmouth, New Jersey 250 committee efforts. How does Park Stage fit into the county's plans to bring together the towns, the arts organizations, schools? Because this is part of a bigger plan, right, for this historic celebration.
Yes. Christine Hanlon and myself have, like I said before, have hit the tour, and we're taking a bunch of initiatives. We appointed a committee that has all different parties there, whether it's the parks, whether it's the arts, whether it's the different historical societies, the chambers. All those areas are part of our group to collaborate to have many events. And as I said before, next year on Flag Day, we're holding a big 5K race in Homedale. We're working on a big gala. We're working on preserving land, because in the western part of the county where it all originated, the Battle of Monmouth, we're starting to look to preserve some land there to make it like a destination of history there. And then we're going to each municipality to their own decor of what's really special. You're going to find different. I'll use two examples. Say Asbury Park. They're going to have their parades, their type of parades that they're going to have, their celebrations. And then you're going to go out to the western part of the county, Upper Freehold, and they're going to have it different. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of more farmland type horses and stuff like that compared to, the little bit of energy that you have down here at the shore. It's going to be unique, but we want everybody to be part of it, and we want the county to market it. And then the county, is going to have a very big, large parade that's going to incorporate all our municipalities and other venues, and that will probably be located in Middletown. It will be
right. Well, we got a few seconds left, Tom. Tell us about what you guys are doing for the 4th. What are the plans for the 4th?
Well, the 4th is we just promote all of our municipalities. There we have, you got Ocean Fest, the fireworks there in Long Branch. You got fireworks going on in Asbury and Belmar and Bradley Beach. You got farmers markets all over the place, whether it's in Atlantic Highlands, Allenhurst, downtown Freehold. We have, of course, we talk about music. We have the live music summer stage there in Asbury Park, which is always cranking pretty hard Memorial Day weekend. And we also have this Funky Fridays gazebo concert series in downtown Freehold. And then we just lead into the rest of the weekend, with Farmers Market in Hazlitt and the Spring Lake Art Walk. Every town is doing something very, very special to their decor, similar to what I was saying with what we're trying to coordinate to the 250. And even Count Basie is having Diane Krall there. She's a jazz singer there. So,
she's famous.
Very famous, very famous. And so, it's going to go all the way up until July 6th. And, we have so many classic car show for different, for the people that are very involved with that at Monmouth Park. And then, of course, you have Monmouth Park. that's a destination for a lot of people, 4th of July. So, I mean,
Sure
we have
is.
so much to offer in Monmouth County. And, whether it's rain or shine, and it looks like the last few weekends have really hurt the beaches a little. But from your forecast that I was just looking at just now, it looks like we'll be pretty good this weekend.
Excellent. Yes, Mike Favetta is never wrong. So listen to him, count on him. So,
I
it's
will,
Monmouth
Mike.
County is very lucky. Yes, Monmouth County is very lucky to have you. You just live, eat, and breathe Monmouth, and your pride for your county just comes forward. So it's great to have you on. Monmouth County Commissioner Director Tom Arnone. Come back anytime, my friend. Happy 4th of July to you.
Thanks for having me, Ken. Have a good 4th, everyone.
You as well. Again, come back anytime. It is now 8:54. We have a last check of the forecast, the Garden State forecast. Meteorologist Mike Favetta. I thought that at this point Mike would be decked out in red, white, and blue. I'm a little disappointed.
The stars and stripes suit.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could find one online or something. Yeah, that's it. Exactly. Something to be patriotic this weekend. Well, the sunshine, the weather being very patriotic and cooperative. We like that after so much rainfall over the last 24 hours. Still raining right now in Monmouth and Ocean County, west of the Parkway. You see these light showers coming down. Heavier showers south of that in Ocean County, and a storm just offshore there south of Atlantic City pushing on by. So we're not done with the rain just yet after more than 5 inches of rain fell in southern Monmouth County and northern Ocean County yesterday evening. Now we'll continue the drying trend in northern New Jersey, with you seeing the sunshine first this afternoon, climbing into the upper 80s, maybe touching the low 90s before the day is through. And then we stay nice and clear in through the rest of the weekend. Air quality improves gradually today. It's better up north where the front pushes by. It takes a while for that front to clear the rest of the state, which is why you're at the moderate level of air quality today too. So still some of those atmospheric pollutants in there, some of the haze and humidity from the last few days will eventually clear out. And then we have nice dry weather to look forward to, and not terribly hot like in the Pacific Northwest, where you have above average temperatures through the middle of July. Here in New Jersey, we'll expect to have slightly above average rainfall, so not terrible going into the next 2 weeks. The next few days, dry, and it will feel less humid as well by Friday and Saturday. Even Rocco's excited about it. He's barking for all of the sunshine he gets to enjoy with the clear weather Saturday and Sunday. Okay, Rocco, we get it. You're excited. Going into the next few days, Saturday and Sunday, feeling fantastic. And then I think by Monday and Tuesday, we'll bring back a little bit more heat and humidity. That will feel quite typical of July, especially down the shore. Lots of sun tomorrow. No threat of rain for you. Friday, gorgeous, dry, less humid. And then Sunday and Monday brings back more humidity into next week. So great weather to get out. I guess you got to bring the dog along too to enjoy all of the clearing skies.
You say it like it's a bad thing. Am I hearing a little one in the background?
Yeah, you're hearing Nono just arrived for the day. It's now, time for Nono babysitting. So Rocco's excited, Nino's excited, everybody's excited.
They're like, hey, you got to turn to them and say, hey, I'm trying to work over here. Can you give me like 5 minutes of time? Just start this
Right,
eat.
we're usually done with weather by now. We're running a little bit later. So yeah, this is what happens closer to 9 a.m. here in the Favetta household.
I apologize. We had a little mix up with our schedules this
all
morning,
good.
but I appreciate you. Mike, happy 4th, happy Independence
You
Day
too.
to you and the family. Enjoy your weekend, buddy. We'll catch you next week.
See you next week. Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you, man. Take care, you too. All right, it is 8:57 right now, and just in terms of traffic, things have actually lightened up substantially. The traffic was very heavy when we started our broadcast. We had accidents all over the place, wet roadways. Well, the roadways have, for the most part, dried up, and I think a lot of people have gotten to their destinations already. So looking at things right now, it's not that bad. Even the approaches to the Lincoln, Holland, and GWB have all lightened up. With about a 30-minute crossover time, with the GWB being the worst, but that's not so bad at this hour. Taking a look at that, that's actually flowing pretty well. And the Lincoln is only 20 minutes. Holland is also 15 to 20 right now. So if you're heading into Manhattan for a last hoorah, this is the time to go. Have a wonderful morning that way. It is 8:58. Sean Diddy Combs had kind words for his mother as jury deliberations in his Manhattan federal court sex trafficking trial went into its second day yesterday. Remember, the jury came back saying that they have a decision in several of the counts, but a judge said go back and decide it all. So hopefully this will come to a wrap up at some point today. We will find out over the course of the next few hours when everybody comes back to resume deliberations. And that, my friends, is on New Jersey Mornings for your Wednesday. It is 8:58 now. Again, Mike saying cloudy today, highs in the upper 80s, but we are going to have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We should have beautiful weather through your 4th of July weekend. That's on New Jersey Mornings for your Wednesday, July 2nd. I'm Ken Rosato. Remember, we're streamed daily at Roku, Fire TV, News on Samsung TV Plus, Apple TV, Facebook, and X. We're also streamed live on Rumble and Twitch. Just go to twitch.tv/New Jersey. Catch you again tomorrow morning at 7.